I am so pleased and so very grateful to stand before you for the 18th time to report on the state of our beloved Valparaiso. What a great adventure it has been for me and my family to serve you in the mayor's office and to play a role in shaping our community for almost 2 decades. And it's not just any community. Valparaiso is an extraordinary place. It boasts a rich history, a vibrant citizenry, and a promising future. Like the night sky, a city is the sum of all its people, each a unique and beautiful star, yet each part of an even grander whole. And we have certainly more than our share of bright citizen stars here in Valpo that combine to create that picturesque community. In a sense, there's no such thing as a totally self-made person. We shape each other. We need each other. In the words of Mother Teresa, I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things. And that word together is so vital to success. And I'll talk more about that later. First, I'd like to recognize a person that has shaped me the most, a woman that reminds me every day of the power of love and partnership. My spouse of 46 years, Sharon. Could you give her a hand, please? And leading the city is clearly a team effort. Our talented city council members provide insight, oversight, and work closely with my administration to keep the city on track. So let's recognize their leadership today. Our city council members. Thank you. Well, I trust your holiday gatherings were filled with much love and many happy memories. Now, ours was a bit unusual this year as I had knee replacement surgery in mid-December, and that required me to spend an awful lot of time on the couch recovering. But the amazing things you can learn tethered to a couch in front of a TV. Here's what I discovered. There is one corporation in America that surpasses all others in productivity and proficiency. This company operates with brutal precision, ruthless efficiency to maximize profits and constantly increase loyal customers. Yes, I'm referring to the Hallmark Channel at Christmas. What other corporation can produce a mountain of Christmas movies every year with just 8 actors, 3 plots, and only 1 kiss per episode? Now, that's a resourcefulness we can all aspire to. Well, on a more serious note, perhaps the 2 most iconic movies of the Christmas season, of course, are It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Carol. They are powerful because they are epic stories of redemption. Our hearts are stirred when George Bailey emerged from the depths of despair to realize that he indeed has lived a wonderful life, as evidenced by his many friends and the impact that he's had on his community. And in like manner, A Christmas Carol depicts the redemption of one Ebenezer Scrooge from a crusty, greedy old miser to a joyful, generous philanthropist, all in one evening. Now, we know that this is accomplished through the visit of 3 spirits, Christmas past, present, and future, who give old Scrooge a broader perspective on what it means to be truly human. Well, we love these stories of transformation because, we all have that need ourselves. We all have a tendency to drift to the dark side, to be selfish, to be curved in upon ourselves, and therefore we need to be renewed and inspired to change for the better. Well, just as the ghosts of past, present, and future revealed to Scrooge a new way to see life, I think we as a community can benefit from the same exercise. We collectively must appreciate our past, seize the present, and anticipate the future to fight this drift to the negative and to embrace renewal. And so I want to do that today. First, our past. let's honor two exemplary citizens who left us in 2025 and who have each contributed greatly to our city. Sharon Swihart served in local city government for a total of 54 years, including 37 consecutive years as Valpo's clerk-treasurer. She worked closely in a nonpartisan spirit with 5 different mayors and countless city councilors. Now, Sharon set a very high standard for accuracy and integrity, enjoying a statewide reputation for excellence in office. She was authentic, she was loyal, sometimes opinionated, but always fair. Sharon loved her family as well as her city, and her impact and memory will long remain with us. Here accepting our token of gratitude is Sharon's husband, Tom, and her daughter, Krista Emerson. Let's give Sharon a hand. Another citizen that left us this last year and who has profoundly shaped our community is Lois Reiner. Now, it's hard to describe Loie in just a few sentences, but if there was a contest to name the most loving, courageous, positive, caring, and fun person to ever live in the city of Valpo, she would make the top 3 without any debate. Loie made her 96 years count for fighting for civil rights and social justice, providing quality housing through Project Neighbors, and working to help offenders assimilate back into society, and generally bringing light and hope wherever she went. She lived out her convictions with action, and she inspired many others to do the same. We miss you, Loie. Here representing Loie's legacy are 2 of her daughters, Patricia Terrell, Rebecca Reiner, and her granddaughter, Susanna Larson. Let's give Loie a hand. Now from the past to the present. This year's joint recipients of the Mayor's Good Neighbor Award are Carlos Rivero and Elena Jambrina, co-owners of Don Quixote Restaurant. For the last 40 years, Carlos and Elena have not only served up the tastiest Spanish food in the state, they have served our city's neediest residents by helping raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for our nonprofit service providers. They have provided assistance to our schools through the Don Quixote Education Fund and have given away literally truckloads of food each year to alleviate hunger in our community. Please show your appreciation for our 2025 Good Neighbor Award winners, Carlos and Elena. Well, we've looked back and we've looked to the present, so now let's take a look into the future. Meet Nora Burke, a lively 5th grader at Central Elementary who was awarded the 2025 Rising Star Award by the Mayor's Youth Council. Nora earned this distinction by her many community activities, such as making holiday placemats for Meals on Wheels, providing warm blankets for those in need, and crafting dog toys for the local animal shelter. She is a natural leader who values teamwork, fostering cooperation, and resolving conflicts among her peers. She often sacrifices her own recess to tutor classmates or offer guidance. Well, our future looks very bright when we see the heart and hands of students like Nora leading the way. Let's give Nora a hand today. So I guess the football season is still underway. Have any of you heard that the Hoosiers made it to the national championship? My goodness, talk about epic stories of redemption. I mean, I guess it's proof that God is still in the miracle business, but hopefully on Monday we'll bring home that championship and complete that amazing season. Well, any football coach worth his weight in salt will tell you that the fundamentals of the game are vital. In most cases, the winning team is the team that executes best on the basics, like blocking and tackling. And that's also true for city government. Delivering high-quality city services is crucial to our overall vitality. The most effective local governments are those who stay laser-focused on executing well on the day-to-day core services. When that happens, everybody wins. Taxpayers receive their full value for their investment. Local government affects your daily life much more than what happens at the state and federal level. We supply the water you drink every day. We care for the roads and sidewalks you travel on. We maintain the parks and provide activities. We keep our communities safe with state-of-the-art policing, fire protection, and ambulance services. We ensure proper planning and construction, and so much more. If local government excels at these vital services, a community will flourish. Well, this has been and will continue to be our primary passion at City Hall, to deliver these vital daily services to you effectively and efficiently. And if we do our job, you'll enjoy a high quality of life, and the private sector will respond with investment and with ingenuity. So here are some of the ways that we raised the bar on city services in 2025. For the last 2 years, we invested over $17 million in improving our streets, pathways, and sidewalks. Now that's almost 3 times as much as we have budgeted in the past. And the results can be seen throughout the city. This year alone, we improved over 38 lane miles of roads and added over a mile of pathway extension. Smooth roads keep car repairs down and make driving safer. Level sidewalks and pathways keep us active and connected. Water sustains life, and the city must sustain our water supply for not just today's shower, but for the next generation and beyond. To that end, our city utilities department managed just under $80 million in infrastructure projects to increase our water supply and to provide for state-of-the-art sewer and water reclamation systems. Our utilities department has made great strides in energy efficiency and renewable resource strategies, and it saved over $9 million in interest over the life of bonds by qualifying for state revolving funds due to its strong fiscal management. Finally, we are close to acquiring access to Lake Michigan water as a secondary source to blend into our system. This connection will reduce the sole dependence on groundwater and increase our ability to source water needs, again, for generations. Now, when it comes to parks and recreation, few communities our size can compare with Valparaiso. In 2025, we completed an ambitious $10 million plan, which we dubbed Replay, to transform many of our existing neighborhood parks. This brought major improvements to Fairgrounds Park, Tower Park, the Butterfield Pavilion, a pickleball complex at Valparaiso, and a complete makeover of our very first park, Kirkhoff Park, which is being completed as I speak. We added new golf simulators at Creekside Golf Course, and thanks to the generosity of the Bender family, a brand new all-weather hitting shed was completed last fall. Our ambitious parks team also took over the operation of the Memorial Opera House in 2025, which has proven to be a great move to increase productions and concerts, resulting in 25 sold-out shows and 4 major musical productions. Finally, we saw a record enrollment in youth and adult recreation programs last year, exceeding 7,300 participants. Our planning department has been very busy with managing growth and investment in our city. We continue to grow population at a healthy but a very manageable rate, just about 1% per year. In 2025, we added 152 new housing units to our city, and last year we kicked off an ambitious 2-year plan to update our comprehensive zoning plan and our Unified Development Ordinance. Once completed, these documents will play a primary role in how our city grows over the next several decades and beyond. So we're inviting robust citizen input in these planning efforts so that they will help us manage our growth in a way that preserves our quality of life and our community character. Our ever-present V-Line city bus service is a lifeline for many of our residents, providing affordable and reliable transportation to work, shopping, and appointments. We were pleased to obtain 2 new easy entry buses this year with federal grants, as well as a new coach bus for our Chicago Dash Express service into Chicago. Well, while all city duties are important, none are more essential than police, fire, and ambulance services. Excellent safety departments create a safe and orderly foundation upon which a city can reach its highest potential. Valparaiso deserves and embraces what I believe are among the finest police and fire departments in the state of Indiana. Our police department was certified again last year as CALIA accredited, one of only 14 departments in the state to reach this level of professionalism and accountability. We are at the forefront of policing technology to proactively stop crime before it happens. So last year, we created the county's first real-time crime center to monitor cameras throughout the city, including our schools, to ensure lightning-fast responses to critical situations. On a proactive note, our department worked with members of our city council to use state opioid funds to add 25 additional AEDs in every patrol car. These and other measures are working well for Valparaiso as major crime statistics dropped 18.2% over the last 2 years. Our fire department exemplifies professionalism and competency. And if you are faced with a fire or medical emergency, you can expect the highest level of service at a time when you need it most. Constant training in the newest safety techniques is required for this level of care. And in 2025, our fire personnel logged over 15,000 hours of rigorous training and shared their skills by providing emergency medical responder training to our police patrol officers as well as the Porter County Sheriff's Office. In addition to training, having state-of-the-art safety equipment is required to provide this high level of service. So we recently invested a record $4.5 million for fleet modernization, which includes 4 new ambulances, 2 new fire engines, and an upgraded rescue boat. Because a community is a partnership between local government and its citizens, communicating and engaging with our citizens is very, very important. And it's both easier and harder in today's digital world. Easier in the sense that there are so many effective communication tools, and harder due to information overload. To cut through the noise, we increased the frequency of our City Talk print newsletter, as well as Facebook posts. We added regular short video reports, an Instagram account, sent out 57 press releases, and upgraded our website to make it more effective. Citizen engagement is a Valpo tradition, and we are taking it to new levels. We hosted the first Valparaiso Community Conference last April to a sold-out crowd, focusing on the themes of civility and service. We created a new neighborhood city services guide to welcome and inform new residents. And we partnered with 19 neighborhoods in awarding $167,000 in neighborhood improvement grants. Last year, we graduated another 22 high school students from the Mayor's Youth Council, and 26 adults took part in our annual City Government Academy. A high-performance city government requires a stellar leadership team and a talented and dedicated workforce. I cannot overstate the quality of our city leadership team and our 300-plus city employees who have together established a culture of excellence and dedication that I believe is rare in government. Please show your appreciation for our city leadership team, who I'd like to stand and be recognized. Local government must provide excellent services, but it must do so efficiently so that it is a bargain, not a burden on the average taxpayer. Fiscal integrity has always been a core value at City Hall as we continue the frugal legacy of Sharon Swihart. Our Clerk's Treasurer's Office, under the leadership of Holly Taylor, completed another stellar state audit of our finances last year, and the city maintained its AA stable bond rating, which is among the top 20 communities in Indiana. We have worked hard every year to improve and expand city services, but keep our budget growth modest. As a result, your city tax rate has decreased every year for the last 5 years. Now that's a trend we hope to continue. Over the next few years, we'll be adjusting to the effects of Senate Enrolled Act 1, a bill passed last year with the goal of reducing property taxes. But our current strong fiscal position gives us confidence that we will weather those changes without any adverse effect on our level of service. Valparaiso's effective city services and reasonable tax rates have set the stage for growth in our city, both in the residential and commercial sectors. Housing is in strong demand due to our high quality of life and fair tax rates. And we are seeing commercial and light industrial investment throughout the city. We are also working closely with groups like Paradise Community Homes and Project Neighbors to add quality, attainable housing where the private market cannot supply without some assistance. Also, last summer, we were pleased to open Daybreak Shelter, a new 24-bed homeless shelter on city-owned property, fully paid for with grants and much assistance from our building trades organizations. Adding new housing options at all rungs of the economic ladder is on our radar, and we hope to make more progress this year. The new parking garage and the Link Apartments were opened last year, and we look forward to the fabulous Urschel Grand Gardner Boutique Hotel opening later this spring. These facilities are building on the vitality of one of Indiana's most beautiful and active downtowns. We are also seeing more demand for office space in the downtown, as many new residents find it's not only a great place to live, but a great place to live and work. Get ready for even more family-friendly events at Central Park Plaza this year and some special celebrations for America 250. 2026 holds much promise for our fair city. We will begin construction to improve the problematic intersection at Route 30 and Silhavy Road, as well as continue our acquisition of land to build the new roundabout at Campbell and Lincoln Way, which will be completed in 2027. We will be seeking your input throughout the year on the emerging Valpo Rec Center, which we hope to open in late 2027. This epic $26 million project will transform the city's last empty, large industrial site located in the very heart of Valparaiso into a multi-generational indoor recreation activity center. This will help keep us all more active and engaged during these long winter months. This fantastic project is being constructed without any need for new taxes, using existing revenues and cash resources. Finally, I want to conclude my remarks today in a similar vein as I began, with the focus on people and community. Ultimately, the mark of a vibrant and healthy city is how its citizens interact and treat each other. Where there are generous amounts of respect, compassion, grace, cooperation, civility, and goodwill, a city will flourish. But these seem to be in shorter supply these days. I think we can all agree that there are many outside forces that have eroded these virtues and fostered friction among citizens. National politics, the cable rage machine, social media, algorithms, smartphone isolation, lack of respect for virtually all major institutions, and reduced engagement in civic and faith-based institutions are all partly to blame. These can tear at the very fabric of civic life unless we all acknowledge the threat and push back hard against divisive and demeaning rhetoric and double down on the virtues that we know unite us. Now is the time to turn the tide, and it must happen at the local level and work its way up. We all must see it as our daily personal obligation and the only way to ensure a peaceful and productive city for generations to come. Allow me to end my remarks today with a few thoughts from a speech on civility I gave at our inaugural community conference last April. The rules of civility are not complex nor mysterious, but we will struggle to abide by them unless we are committed to the core beliefs that undergird them. Values like the dignity of all humans, respect for the democratic institutions that serve us, the freedom of having intellectual humility to where we can hold our core convictions tightly but our many opinions loosely, and the beauty and the power of extending grace to each other. These should motivate us to choose civility over our lesser emotions and our tendency towards self-centered objectives. And leaders should be held to a higher standard. Who is a leader, you ask? Might I suggest that a leader is anyone who accepts responsibility for the common good, who builds bridges of trust with others, and who dares to be an example of civility and integrity. And be sure to count the cost, because true leadership is never easy, convenient, or pain-free. But it is needed more than ever these days. Leaders have a bullseye on their back and are willing to take arrows for the greater cause. Now, this room is full of current, inspiring, and aspiring leaders. And I, for one, am encouraged by your attendance. We need all the civil leadership we can muster in today's world. And as we build on those values, Valparaiso will continue to shine and be a magnet for all who desire to live well in the Vale of Paradise. It has been my privilege to address you here today. I wish you and your families God's very best in 2026. Thank you.